Hi guys, this is Stephanie from Rapid Resizer. Today I'm going to show you guys how to do a relief carving out of wood. I've also never done this if this is your first time doing this type of tutorial. So I'm going to show you guys, and if you've worked with wood before and you have some pointers, those would be greatly appreciated as well because I'm also new to this. So what I'm going to do is start by turning a photo into a stencil, and I'm going to do that by clicking on the picture stencil maker, and I'm going to upload my photo, and I'm going to use a picture of some mushrooms. I chose mushrooms because they really fascinate me right now, and I wanted to do something kind of organic to match the wood theme. So I wanted to do something kind of naturey, so I thought what goes better with wood or trees than mushrooms. So I've turned my photo into a stencil on the picture stencil maker, and now I'm going to change the size of my image to 8 by, we'll make it 10. Actually, yeah, that's perfect. So, or we'll just do this. So it's just going to print on one page, as you can see here, because that's the size of my piece of wood. So I'm going to print this and then we'll get started. Okay, so I've printed my mushroom stencil and I have my little piece of wood here. I'm using basswood. It's a softer wood, a little harder than balsam, but it's pretty soft. So I thought this would be an easy starting point for beginners in carving. So I have these little carving tools as well. And now I'm just going to transfer my stencil onto my piece of wood using a carbon paper transfer method. So I'm just going to put the carbon paper face down on the piece of wood and then trace over it and transfer my stencil. Okay, so now that I've transferred my design onto my wood, I'm going to carefully go around my design using the V-shaped carving tool, which is really good for precise kind of line tracing or small details. I'm going to go ahead and trace around the outline of my design with this tool, just to kind of block out the design and lower the background, using another tool once I've done this. So you're basically trying to keep your design more raised and then lowering the level of the rest of the wood around it. So you're going to want to go with the grain of the wood. When you're making curves or going around a curve and you feel like it's kind of resisting or not cutting as well, just go slowly, but also you might want to change the direction that you're coming at it from. So if the wood feels like it's kind of fraying, maybe come at it from the other way and just carefully go around it. Okay, so I've done my best to cut around the outline of my design, and now I'm just trying to carve away pieces of the background. So it's best, I found, to use the flatter, wider pieces, and I've also clamped my wood down onto a workshop table with a vise because for the bigger pieces or the outline, I find it's easier to use both hands. I've watched a couple other tutorials and that's the traditional way to do it. So it's best to use two hands. It's easier to control. And again, you're going to want to just carefully, you're not trying to dig your carving tool like deep into the wood. You also want to make sure it's coming out, so you're kind of scooping it up but keeping it as flat as possible, so you're kind of pushing and pulling up on it at the same time. If you want to use a rubber mallet, you can do that as well. I'm not the best at that. It's going to take a little more practice. Yeah, so now I think I'm going to go ahead and get the Dremel out, because that's another way you can do this as well if you lack patience like me. So I'm just going to go ahead using this fine little ball drill bit. I'm going to go around and just buzz all this away. Okay, so I've removed the background of my relief carving to the best of my ability using carving tools and a Dremel. You can use either one depending on your preference. So now that I've removed that, I'm going to use the V-shaped carving tool that I used earlier in the video to just go over all of the lines on my design and carefully carve them out. The V-shaped tool I found is the best for these small, precise lines, but you can give some other tools a shot if you want to. So this is my little relief carving that I've done. It's not expert level, that's for sure, but this craft was super fun. Wood carving is really relaxing. It's quite time consuming, so if time is not on your side, I suggest using the Dremel. Just be really careful on the soft wood. It kind of frays it and makes it a little bit dusty. And speaking of dust, don't forget, you guys, always wear goggles and a mask for this. If you don't have a mask, just at least put your shirt over your face and then put your goggles on to keep them in place, which is what I did. So this is my little relief carving. I'm just going to spray the remaining dust out of here with some dust spray. This is my little craft. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please offer your pointers if you're watching this and cringing. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video. Please comment below on what you think of it. I'd love to hear your feedback, good or bad. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week.